How are younger kids using tech and media, and what can parents do about it? I'm Mann and Ordoñez, Executive Editor and Head of Digital and Families at Common Sense Media, and I'm joined today by Dr. Supreet Mann, who's the Director of Research here at Common Sense Media and a co-author of our newest 0 to 8 census. Supreet, can you tell me a little bit more about what the 0 to 8 census was?
So the 0 to 8 census is the fifth wave in a series of surveys looking at the youngest kids' media use. So we ask parents of kiddos aged 0 to 8 about their kids' use of different devices, the types of content that they're being exposed to, and how parents perceive of this content.
Well, let's talk about some of the key findings and what that really means for parents and how it can help them with their younger kids' media and tech use.
One of the things we asked parents about was whether their child has their own personal tablet or cell phone. And what we found is pretty striking. Half of kids have their own tablet device. And this increases pretty dramatically by age. So at 2, it's about 40% of kids have their own tablet. By age 8, that's 68% of kids have their own personal tablet. Now for cell phones, unsurprisingly, it's a slower adoption. At age 8, almost a quarter had their own cell phone. And this was mostly smartphones.
How do we make sure that they're not getting access to content that they shouldn't be?
Making sure that parents are aware of what their kids are watching, that they're using these devices with them and engaging in the content with their child is going to be really important. We were kind of surprised by some of the findings. While TV and video viewing is still the most dominant type of screen activity at 60% of their daily screen media use, it's dropped pretty notably from 2020. On the other hand, we've also noticed a really big increase in gaming, a really big jump in the amount of time spent per day. In this iteration, we also asked about short-form videos. These are things like TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. 16% of kids are watching short-form videos, and they're doing this for an average of 14 minutes a day. When looking at overall reading, we did not notice any significant changes from 2020 to 2024. Now, where we did see differences were when we broke out by age range. For younger kids, those under 2, reading increased by about 10 percentage points. And for older kids, 5 to 8, it decreased by about 10 percentage points. So to see it increasing for younger kiddos is great, but to see it decreasing for older kiddos should certainly give us some pause.
Maybe it's not just every night reading the typical book. Maybe it's listening to an audiobook and reading along, right? So maybe there's different variations of how you can mix the digital with the tangible. One of the findings will probably hit home to a lot of parents, how screens and tech are used within emotional regulation. What did we find there?
17% of parents reported that they have given their child a device to provide some sort of comfort. And about a quarter to a fifth of parents have used devices during meal times, whether that's at a restaurant or in the home, and to help them fall asleep. And while this might be really surprising and maybe even alarming for some parents, I think it's really important to remember that there are a variety of reasons why parents might give their kids a device in these kinds of spaces. So a majority of parents in our survey said that they have given their child a device in order to get something done around the house, right? So these are really adaptive and pro-family reasons to use devices.
Every family is different. We're human. Sometimes we just need to get things done. Sometimes we need a little parent timeout, Sometimes it's just what we do to self-regulate as well. But I think it does help us start to flex that muscle and practice healthy habits as well.
When kids can regulate themselves, we should try to encourage them to regulate themselves and not be overly dependent upon a device, but also being really sensitive and remembering that every family has a different journey with technology and has different needs for technology.
For me, it feels like there's 3 key takeaways that connect this research to what parents are going through right now with their younger ones today. Number 1, you're doing the best you can, and that is great. Number 2, it's not so much about quantity or the time, it's also about quality, which is what I think we focus on a lot at Common Sense Media with our quality ratings and reviews. And number 3, it's really about trying to find that balance and working that muscle together, and you're helping them every step of the way.
Media and devices are in the fabric of children's lives, and this starts earlier and earlier, and kids are getting devices at really young ages. So the best that we can do as parents is try to help them help themselves. And a lot of that starts with finding media balance and by co-using and co-viewing content with your child.
Dr. Mann, thank you so much for joining us today. To find those quality content ratings and reviews, make sure to check out our app. And to read the full research report, as well as some of the great advice that we have for parents, go onto our website.